Hello, Iman Broby here. In today's video, this is like my speaking practice English. I'm gonna be talking about random stuff and try to perfect it my English pronunciation, and maybe I try also to talk a little bit slow, so that I can really like expressing a new thought because I'm thinking about explaining something to people. So, in order to be able to explain something so that people can really like understand you very well, and I think there are a lot of things. There is a lot of thing that you need to learn in order for you to be able to do that. For example, like you need to know when to pause, and you also need to know when to kind of like emphasize things, and you need to know where to repeat certain phrases, and also you need to pick up the right words when you speak. And I think picking up and recalling the right words when you speak is very important, because some words have kind of like easier to understand than other words, So that's why I'm thinking about when I'm when I try to speak uh, in English, I really try to really be able to recall the words that I want to use, because uh, every word has their own meaning, So if you know like NLP, new neuro linguistic program, it's actually in NLP is a program that uses words when you speak. You want to achieve certain. You want to communicate better with people. You need to pick the right words at the right time. That's the hardest part of learning the NLP, I think. And you know what? If you really want to communicate, and I really think about English as a kind of like tool for me to communicate, and that's why I don't want to think a lot of in term of grammar, because you can really like you can make sentence really correct in the grammar term, but when you say it with that kind of feel, with that kind of structure, it really like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't give the emotion to the listener. It doesn't give you the emotion, and it doesn't like bring you easier to communicate. Think about this. When you are talking in your native language, for example, my native language is Indonesian, and then you talk with someone, you will find that some people is really nice to talk to, while some people it's hard to talk to. It is maybe kind of like for example, some people are not easy to deal with or to talk to because they are stiff. The way they use the language, it's really like they're using the formal word at always, all the time, and then you kind of like, oh my god, I cannot speak with him because he's so stiff. uh, like talking about the stiffness of somebody, it is really like it comes from the use of the word, the choice of word that someone chooses. It's all about that. So I think when I'm thinking about learning a language, right now I'm thinking about learning Japanese, because uh, time really flies. I've been learning Japanese for 7 years, man. For 7 years, and I still cannot hold a conversation. Crazy, right? It's I once took a college focusing on that Japanese kind of thing. I learned. I took Japanese studies. I took a college focusing on Japanese, and until now, I still cannot hold a conversation in Japanese. That's crazy. That's why I don't want to learn anymore from bunpo. Grammar in the Japanese language is called bunpo, and I don't want to start from grammar anymore. And you know what? If I like doing the flashback, if I analyze how I can become fluent in the English language, it's not because I'm learning it from the grammar kind of point. No, I just listen to a lot podcasts. What I mean by a lot is really, really a lot. Back in the day, there is a cassette. I don't know if right now you don't know. Maybe you don't know what a cassette tape is. There is a cassette tape, and if you play one tape, it's kind of like the duration of one tape is kind of like 1 hour. So back in the day, I played 5 cassette tapes every single day. Just listen. And you know what? That cassette tape, I play it over and over again until I become kind of like, because I listen to it so many times, it becomes kind of like I begin to remember. Oh, after this, he's going to say this. After this, he's going to say this. Until I know what he's going to say. After this sentence, he's going to say this. You know why? I know, because I hear that. I heard it a lot. A lot. When you hear something very, very massive, you will come a time when you kind of like suddenly you just remember, because you have been hearing it all the time, over and over, maybe like 1,000 times. Have you ever listened to one podcast? Or maybe we can say right now it's kind of like, have you ever like watched a TED Talk for about 1,000 times, and you kind of like, oh, after this person will say this. After this sentence, this person will say this. You kind of like knowing the structure. And when you remember the sentence, when you remember sentences that the person is going to speak or to talk about, and then it's kind of like all of a sudden you get the grammar. The grammar is suddenly just learn. You learn the grammar. You also learn instantaneously. You learn the grammar without you noticing, without you realizing that, oh, I've also learned the grammar. And then because you will know kind of like the structure. Oh, this and this and this and this. And if you kind of like take a test, like English proficiency test, whatever, or TOEFL or IELTS or whatever test that you will take, they just give you sentence, and they kind of like leave it a blank. They give like they took words or they took phrase out of it, and then you kind of like, okay, you fill in the blank with words, right? With the perfect word to complete the sentence, right? They do not ask you about what is present tense, what is the formulation of present perfect tense, what is the formulation of past perfect continuous tense. No, they never ask you things like that. They just you will just be given sentences, and then there is a hole in the sentence. There's they put out words there, and then they give like multiple choices that you can really choose whether this one or that one or that one or that one, to complete the sentence. You know, when I kind of like when I try to do the test, I once took a test, English proficiency test, but not really like TOEFL or IELTS. And at that time, I really think I want to learn. I want to teach English, so that's why I'm gonna be like learning all the grammar rules so that I can be teaching, so that I can teach English. And you know what? At that moment, I I didn't learn anything. I hadn't learned the grammar books, no, but I came to the English proficiency test, just just that, with no, not with nothing. Just I have just listened to a lot of podcasts. That's it. That's all. And I got a great score. 562 score is like wow. It's beyond like 550, right? So I think because it is already like 10 minutes, I think I'm gonna be stop here, and then also uh, tomorrow I'll be also practicing again. So I think that's all for now, and talk to you soon, and bye now.